Hi, everybody. I know it's been a while since you've heard from us. We've got updates.
Yeah.
Yay!
Lots of updates.
Lots of updates. Let's start with the main stuff. Usually when the two of us are around, we kind of get off topic, so we're gonna do our best to stay on topic. Right, Tony?
Yeah, we even made a list.
We're checking it thrice.
Yeah.
So it means we're one better than Evil Santa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did make an Evil Santa joke in LHA 12.
Looking forward to it.
So, state of the channel.
Alright, so basically, we are going to be paring back on, specifically One Piece. And, some of you may already notice that it's no longer in the channel. It will be on our website, by the way.
It already is on our website.
Yeah, it's on the website. Episodes 1 through 4, you can enjoy it there. The reason it's no longer on the channel, as some of you may have already guessed, is copyright. However, we are not placing the blame at Toei Animation's feet. Toei Animation is doing what Toei Animation do, and that is trying to protect their intellectual rights. YouTube is the one who is gumming everything up. They are blocking our counter notifications from going through, and thus we are stuck with the copyright strike, and there is nothing we can do about it.
And because of that, a lot of projects that we had in the works that were put on hold are effectively canceled. I'm going to go ahead and just put this out there, and I know a lot of you are going to be saddened by this, but the Fruits Basket Christmas special that we were trying to get up for a while, that's gone. The Cells at Work one-shot, that's gone. A lot of the one-shot stuff is gone. Essentially, the only two things that are moving on are going to be LHA and Slime for the time being, so long as we don't have more issues with Slime. But we have 2 copyright strikes thanks to One Piece, so we're not putting up content at the moment. And because we have strikes on the channel, we can't go and do live streams either, so all of that got kind of put on
Actually,
hold.
specifically, the strike for episode 4, because it was premiered, is what is screwing up with our live streams. So as soon as that's gone, we can start streaming again.
Okay, there's good news on that. How long until that goes away?
Expires May 29th.
Okay, there we go. So not far away. Alrighty, so yeah, we're sorry that a lot of the content that we had planned got scuffed, and we've already gone through and made apologies to the individual creators on those. But once again, we want to say apologies. Mega Man Abridged, that got axed. There's other projects. We are not even 100% sure if we could continue, like we wanted to continue, or we wanted to bring it over to this channel, and now we're completely uncertain because we don't have protection from YouTube.
Yep.
Okay, guys, moving on, though, the state of LHA 12. I've got 2 scenes to write, and then it's done.
Hey.
That's essentially where we're at. Like, it's 90% finished, guys, and it is a monster. It's probably going to be over 30 pages long, script-wise, by the time that it's done. Just to give you context, LHA 10 was 15 pages long, and that was almost 20 minutes. So we're breaking episode 12 into 2 parts. And I'll go ahead and make this announcement because this is the thing that we worked on a while back, and we know that we're going to be able to make this deadline. Part 1 will hit July 1st. Part 2 will be July 15th. If you're like, oh man, 15 days in between 2 parts, specifically the reason why it's going to be July 15th, that will be the 5-year anniversary of Log Horizon Abridged.
Yep. Also, Carry On Wayward Son cover, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. There's legalese that we're working through. That's what's taking all the time, guys. There's legalese. The State of Slime 8. It is finished. It is being cleaned up, and we are going through the process of putting it all together, but we can't put it out until at least 1 or more of the copyright strikes is gone, because we're not trying to get the channel shut down.
And ideally, one of those may be disappearing within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do that, but we're still moving forward with it. Nothing is on hold, but we've got more slime coming so long as we're able to get through the copyright system with YouTube.
Yep.
We know we're going to get hit with the bots regardless. That's just
no animosity towards the anime companies protecting their babies. It is the freaking hospital holding the babies that is stopping everything, i.e. YouTube.
Okay, weird analogy. Moving on. All right, so we have a Twitch channel that we're being a lot more active on, if you did not know. Right now, I'm doing light novel readings of Slime light novels, starting from volume 1. So, like, if you're an anime only and you're worried about spoilers, don't. We just got to, like, I think, episode 5, maybe 6 of the anime, so not very far. And we've been at it for, like, 6 weeks. If you miss an episode on Twitch, we do have it backed up on our website at the moment. We're also doing Jobless Reincarnation light novel readings, and we are doing So I'm a Spider, So What? And those are happening 8 p.m. Central on Mondays for Slime, 6 p.m. Central on Wednesdays for Jobless Reincarnation, and 4 p.m. Central on Saturdays for So I'm a Spider, So What? So if you'd like to check any of those out, those are up on our Twitch channel, and we could potentially have more.
In regards to Twitch as well, we are currently discussing whether or not we are going to move the McDoodling with Miki streams to Twitch while we wait for our ability to stream on our main channel to be restored. If that is something that we end up doing, you will be able to catch them live there Tuesday evening, same time. And fear not, though, for those of you who are like, oh, Twitch isn't my thing, well, we're also going to be uploading those streams to the YouTube channel after the fact.
Moving on, let's talk about the Patreon.
So, Patreon, our Patreon specifically, is going to be going through a bit of a restructuring here in the very near future. And the primary reason for that is, we are starting to lean more heavily into our original content, especially with, LHA coming to an end.
And not being certain about whether Slime's going to be able to continue because of copyright. Yeah.
So, we need to make sure that the generous patrons are basically getting something for helping support the channel, aside from just us being able to make regular content. It's the whole point of Patreon is so you get a little extra bit of goodies on the side. So it's going to be going through a restructuring, so make sure to check that out. If you are a patron, whatever tier you're on may have some new perks. For those of you who aren't a patron and weren't really sure if you wanted to be, make sure to go check out the tiers we'll have after the restructuring.
And we've already started making some strides toward during the interim. Like, we're aware that we haven't been putting out content or been able to put out content on the channel over the last 2 months, and that it's definitely one of those things that if you're not able to see what's going on, you may not be as confident in being a patron. So I have started granting access to $25 tier and higher to the Infinity's Light server. On a limited basis, you can kind of see that stuff is being done, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is my money's going towards something that's being worked on. Our Slime and our Log Horizon servers, where everything gets recorded and uploaded, and the behind the scenes process, and those servers are still limited to just executive producers. But very, very soon the script will come out for that. And I've also put out snippets of the script that aren't spoilerific for them to kind of look at and get their opinions on, and at least I think we've already put up one scene on Patreon, right? For
I think so.
Yeah. So, and it should be available to all patrons, or is it like a select amount?
Life's been crazy. I honestly can't remember.
Okay, well, if it's not, we'll go fix it. And that scene, it's the very first scene, will be available to all patrons by the time this video's up.
Yep.
Yeah. That way everybody gets like, oh, cool, we got this coming. Something to look forward to. And because we know it's a long way out, July is a long way off, we want to kind of whet your appetite.
Speaking of restructuring, so onto the Discord server. The Discord server it's an old dog, but we're going to be teaching it some new tricks. But yeah, we are going to be reworking some things on the server. Some of you who are already in the server may notice that there are now 2 announcement tabs. There are those who are there for everything. They don't have the original announcement tab muted, but there are those who are only here for what we're calling the main channel content. So there is now going to be 2 announcement tabs. One for the gaming channel and one for the main content.
We're also looking for help when it comes to moderating the channel, and specifically we want help from people who are not power mad.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that happen in so many other servers. It's like, we don't need power mad despots. Stay away from our server, Todd Howard.
And on again, the next topic of restructuring, our Facebook page is now gone.
Yeah, we're not really updating it. We weren't really touching Facebook. And even though we were getting some traffic from Facebook, we hadn't updated it in so long, there was no purpose in really keeping it up.
Yep.
And to that point, guys, we have a subreddit. If you guys haven't checked that out, you are more than encouraged to post on that subreddit. It doesn't have to be Fat Dog specific. We want a place where you guys can post about anime content and talk about anime content. We're fans of more stuff than just the stuff that we work on.
Oh, actually, that also reminds me. JoJo Bizarre Adventure Bridge is most likely not going to happen either.
There is a joke at the end of one of the post-credit scenes that we were making that I'm going to have to slightly amend for copyright reasons. I was teasing that in the Christmas special we were going to do a Konosuba abridged one-shot, which we really were excited to do, and we'd already begun casting, but because of copyright, I'm afraid to try and put it out. Yes, we could try and do it as a Twitch thing, but I feel like if we're not putting it up on YouTube, then we're not going to get it out to the amount of people that would really want to see it, and I feel like that's not a good enough reason to go about doing it, even if we're just making it a Twitch only thing.
Because of copyright is kind of a misnomer in this case. Remember, reminder, it is YouTube specifically interfering with our counter notifications that is causing the problems, not the actual videos being claimed by copyright.
And also because we no longer had the protection of Screenwave, and that's really hit us hard. We got hit with copyright on stuff that we were already fine on. Episode 1 of One Piece had already gone through the entire thing and got reclaimed. So now we're not sure what is and isn't safe anymore.
Yeah. And Screenwave, basically, they just forced YouTube to let our counter notifications through.
The shorthand is that we're too terrified to make abridged content at this moment because we don't know what could happen to the channel.
Exactly. Especially with original content right around the corner. Speaking of which,
let's talk about Check.
Yeah, alright, so
first off, executive producers, you finally have access to everything.
Yeah. You guys haven't seen a whole lot of stuff for Check, and that is because, A, we're working super hard on it, wanting to get it ready for you, and we're also, like, if you guys thought we were slow with abridged content, the reason it took so long for abridged content was because we were anal retentive about making sure we put out the best thing we could possibly put out. Now take that and times it by 100, and that's where we're at least for Check, and I imagine probably much worse with Infinity Light. Light.
Yeah. If you take where they're at with Check and how slow they're moving through things and trying to make sure that they get everything set up, take that and multiply it by Cancer. That's Infinity's Light.
Yeah, so there is things coming with Check. In fact, you guys can expect a side story to be coming out in the very, very near future. We're doing the last touch-ups audio-wise, and then it'll be going out to the patrons, and then very shortly thereafter to the YouTube channel. Things are happening. We have almost all of our actors recorded for the first chapter of Check. We are officially beginning the full-on steam ahead storyboarding process the 24th of this month. Things have just been crazy on all across the board, both in real life and with the channel, so things have kind of slowed down. But we're trying to get back to full speed.
And on to Infinity's Light really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and announce something publicly that recently only the executive producers had known, and that is that due to 2020 being what it was and COVID being the thing that was COVID, we lost our artists that we initially had for Infinity's Light. They're fine. I want to go ahead and put that out there. They're okay. It's just their job was being stupid and they had to look after their family and a lot of other stuff was going on. And unfortunately, we were not able to keep them on because they did not have enough time to work on Infinity's Light, even though they were super, super stoked about the project. So all of the art that you had seen in the promo, we can't legally use. We're having to go back and redesign everything. And in a way, that's kind of been a blessing because that means we can go into more detail about a lot of other stuff too. That's why even though it's going to take us a lot longer to get Infinity's Light out because we're kind of having to restart everything from scratch, that means we can go back to some of the earlier stuff that we had written and kind of touch it up and retool it and fix it now that we've got more of a chance to play around with stuff. And you can see that we're constantly putting stuff up if you're in the server. Again, I did make some changes to the Infinity's Light server, so if you are part of the $25 tier, the $50 tier, or you're an executive producer, you have access to the Infinity's Light server. Of course, it's tiered access, so some tiers of patrons have more access than others. But overall, you still have a really broad view of what's going on in Infinity's Light. And guys, of course, that's not all that's going on. We do have content over on the gaming channel. If you like wrestling, you might want to check out PDW. There's a lot of good content coming from multiple different creators out there. So if you're looking for more Fat Dog content, definitely go check out the gaming channel, while the main channel is kind of in flux.
We're hibernating.
So thank you, YouTube copyright system. We really appreciate all the love and attention you've given us so far this year. We look forward to seeing you guys with more content soon.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry for the lack of content. Well, see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.